The Fitbit company has named the fittest city in America, and it's right here in southern Wisconsin. Plus, find out if your community is the hardest working in the state. We'll have that up next. Your real estate news starts now. Thank you for watching your real estate news. I'm your host, Stacie Hansen. Let's take a look at your headlines. You might say those in the Badger State have a great work ethic in general, but which Wisconsin cities are the hardest working? According to Zippia's latest study, those cities are McFarland, Cottage Grove, Waunakee, and DeForest. McFarland averages 38.6 hours worked per week and 1.5 workers per household. Also, just over 49% of McFarland residents are college graduates. Zippia looked at those factors along with average commute time and labor force participation rates using data from the Census Bureau. Verona just missed a spot in the top 10 by coming in at number 11. Madison came in at 38. Last placed in the state was Wisconsin Rapids with averages of 36.7 hours worked per week and 1 worker per household. Meanwhile, the Fitbit company has named Madison, Wisconsin the fittest city in America. Madison scored well in 3 of the 4 main categories Fitbit used to determine the results. They say Madison and Milwaukee are among the best cities in the country for taking the most steps per day. Madison is also in the top 5 for most active minutes per day and for lowest resting heart rate. The one category Madison didn't make the top 5 for was getting the most sleep. That honor went to Spokane, Washington. Fitbit's researchers looked at aggregated data from over 10 million of its users in 2015 to determine the results. The Fitbit company itself is headquartered in San Francisco, California, which did not make the top 5 in any of the categories. Fitbit is best known for its fitness activity trackers and wearable wireless-enabled technology. Money Magazine has determined the 6 smartest moves for first-time homebuyers. The first is getting your financials in order. Obtain your credit report and check it over for errors. For the best loan rates, you'll need a score of 740 or better, according to Bankrate. Money recommends boosting yours by paying bills on time and by paying down credit cards so the balance is less than 30% of the limit. Next, check out your mortgage options. FHA loans, for instance, allow for just 3.5% down, but expect to pay an extra 1.75% of the purchase price in upfront mortgage insurance, plus the cost of annual insurance for the life of the loan. Money then suggests getting approved and finding a buyer's agent. As a first-time home buyer, they say you can get a leg up on more established buyers by playing up your flexibility. If you don't have a home to sell, you can let buyers know you are able to delay move-in. Finally, Money suggests keeping an eye on listings that look overpriced and revisit them in a month. If the home goes unsold, they say sellers could be willing to make much less without formally reducing the price. Stay tuned, we have more coming up right after this. And welcome back to the Real Estate News. With me now is Kjerstin Goggin with Century 21. Welcome back, Kjerstin. It's great to see you again.
Thanks, Stace.
And you've got some exciting news for us. First, you've got a new listing.
Yes, actually it's not even on the MLS yet. It will be Saturday the 14th, and I'm waiting on pictures that my photographer is getting out there on Friday. So it will be up and available for showings on Saturday the 14th with an open house the 15th from 2 to 4. It is a 3-bedroom condo in Middleton. It's a great location, Patty Lane right off of Donna Drive. And then it has just shy of 1,300 square feet. End unit, so lots of natural sunlight. It's got a big, beautiful maintenance-free deck off the side. It's got beautiful hardwoods, 3 bedrooms up, 2-car garage, and very low condo fees of $140 a month. Also has a wood-burning fireplace, and the seller just bought a ton of firewood, so that's included with the sale as well.
What more can you ask for? And I love those end units on condos too, because you kind of get the feeling of having your own house.
Makes all the difference. So
and it's quiet,
less
light.
Shared wall with others, and then also, again, you're going to have a lot more windows, so a lot more natural light.
And it's nice in the condos too. You're not having to mow your own lawn. And Middleton's a wonderful community too.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's a really kid-friendly neighborhood. There's a lot of kids in a park real close by, so it's a really great location.
That'd be a great one for a family or really anyone. Now you also have people that are ready to go. They're all dressed up, nowhere to go. They're ready to buy, but they cannot find what they're looking for on the market.
Yes, so homeowners, if you have, I've got a few different areas and locations here, but I've got some buyers that are looking for lakefront property on Lake Mendota. They want to be on the north side of the lake, either Waunakee or Middleton School District. And price really isn't an option for the right house, or they could, buy on the lower end and eventually remodel it or bulldoze and build. Or if it's a higher price point, they can certainly afford that as well. So if you are interested in selling and you are on Lake Mendota, please get a hold of me. You can reach me at kj@kjsellsmadison.com or my phone number, which should be scrolling below, 608-628-7572. I've also got buyers looking for East Madison or Sun Prairie. 2 bedrooms is fine, 1-car garage or more. They would prefer 3 bedrooms, but they're looking up to $215,000. So if you are thinking of selling, please get a hold of me so I can get my buyers through. We've exhausted everything that's currently available, and nothing floats their boat. They've wrote on a couple and didn't quite come together for a few different reasons, but it's a crazy hot seller's market out there.
That's a wonderful news. So if you've been on the fence and your property fits some of those descriptions, this might be the easiest route for you to go. Well, thanks so much. Always a pleasure to see you, Kjerstin.
Thank you. Or if you're just wanting to list your house and it doesn't match what I'm looking for, there are buyers out there. So I will get it marketed and get it sold for you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Kjerstin.
Thanks.
And welcome back to the Real Estate News. I'm now with Bill Quigley. He's the branch manager of Amerifirst Home Mortgage. Welcome back, Bill. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Now, I understand that you have a new home lending accreditation. Now, tell us, you are a renovation financing specialist?
Yes, I am. A renovation financing specialist is someone who is a licensed mortgage loan originator who spends several days in intensive training, understanding and learning how a renovation mortgage works. What we need from an appraiser, how to work with the contractors, what paperwork to get from the homeowner, how to put this all together to make sure that the renovation financing process, which is a loan that you close up front, set aside excess funds to help the homeowner renovate the home, then they move in or stay in the home while they're renovating, and they have basically a brand new home when they are done. The process is seamless, just like any other purchase or refinance, and we get the loan done timely and effectively.
Now, I understand Amerifirst Home Mortgage is one of the leaders nationwide in loan programs that help people purchase and renovate their homes into what they want. Can you tell us how that works?
The home purchase renovation mortgage works in a way that you can purchase a home just as you would any other home, except you're buying a home that needs work. In this marketplace, there may be homes that you like, that you're ready to move into, but there's many other people that want to buy the same home and make an offer on it, which is increasing the price. With the home renovation mortgage, you can buy a home that may need some work, that you can make the home exactly what you want. You purchase the home, the funds are built into the financing to renovate it, you then close, the renovations are done, you move into a home, it's like having a brand new home. It's all one close up front. You don't need a secondary mortgage or a construction loan. It's one purchase mortgage done. It works very effectively, such as if you watch a television show like Fixer Upper or Property Brothers or House Renovation, the people that buy these homes are buying them with a renovation mortgage, doing the work, and then moving in. It works really well.
So one of your many specialties is a mortgage programs with little or nothing required for down payments. So what exactly do you offer?
We have multiple programs that allow people to purchase a home with little to nothing out of pocket. A very favorite program of mine is the USDA Rural Mortgage. No money down, you can virtually buy a home without any money out of pocket. If you're a veteran or surviving spouse of a veteran, you can utilize the VA program to purchase a home with no money down. We have multiple other programs that require minimum down payments, and those down payments can come from gifts from family members, grants, advances from employers. There's multiple ways to get into a home with little to nothing down, even if you've had some past credit issues, including a bankruptcy or a foreclosure.
That's great to know that you can still do that, even if you've had that bankruptcy or foreclosure. Well, thanks so much for stopping by again, Bill.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you.
And welcome back. I'm now with Mike Benson and Leo Spanuello of GSF Mortgage Corporation. Welcome, gentlemen. Nice to meet you. So give us your sales pitch. Why work with you?
GSF Mortgage is a local Wisconsin mortgage lender. We've been in the state for over 20 years. We retain the servicing on our mortgages, so we're a company here in Wisconsin that is originating with Mike Benson here in the Madison area. And we retain our mortgages, both Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, VA, FHA, rural development, pretty much every option available, several of them with zero money down, local underwriting, local service.
Now, do you sell your mortgage loans?
Some of them we do sell if necessary, but the vast majority of them we do retain and hold on to locally.
What about any special programs you might offer?
I'll let Mike chime in a little bit on some of that.
We have low down payment, FHA 3.5%, USDA, which is 100% financing, VA loans, which is 100% financing, WIDA, which is 100% financing. Then you got your regular conventional mortgage, where you need 5% down, to obviously all qualified credits.
So tell us a little bit more about that veterans loan.
The VA loan is for veterans, and they got great interest rates on them, 100% financing, can roll in the funding fee so they don't have to bring any money in. So very nice program. We also have a special going that we will lower your closing costs, being that you're a veteran.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about the old question of buying a house versus renting.
If you do the math, it is going to make sense in almost every case to purchase with, and you look at the tax deductions and you're building equity in the home. The housing market has recovered from where it was, and you give Mike a call or any of our loan officers and take an example of what you're paying in rent right now, and you'll be amazed how much mortgage and house that will get you. Most people can go from where they're renting into a very nice home at this time, and they don't even realize the benefits that they'll see.
So how much of a mortgage can somebody really afford? Where do you call that?
A lot of it depends on your income and how much other debt you have, but usually on average, you're talking probably $140,000 to $160,000, but you can call, we do free pre-approvals, so we can get you pre-qualified so you can know what you go out and shop for.
That's great. Well, thanks so much. It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
And welcome back. With me now is Josh Lavik with Keller Williams. Welcome back, Josh. Thanks for coming today. So what's happening in real estate this month?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Stacie. Things have been definitely busy. We actually celebrated having a record month as a team. We finished #1 in our office out of almost 80 agents, so very grateful for that. I definitely couldn't have done it without my amazing team, though, and their dedication to helping our clients.
Congratulations on a great month. So what else is going on for you?
Hey, thanks for asking. So first quarter sales are up. You know, we're about 1.5% ahead of where we were last year, which last year was the second best year on record. Our sale prices are up about 4.5% for Dane County. You know, we're really back to pre-recession levels for both sales and prices. But the big news is that, you know, active listings that are currently available is down 30%. From this time last year with only 2 months of inventory, which means it's really, there's big competition for the best homes, and many going for the asking price or possibly even more.
Wow, good news for home sellers then, right?
Yeah, definitely great news for home sellers. Actually, one thing we typically see during a seller's market is that, you know, more potential sellers might be considering trying to sell it on their own without using a real estate agent, going the for sale by owner route, which is interesting from my perspective as an agent, right? Because last year we helped 48 people with their move. You know, compare that to someone who hasn't sold a home in 10 or 20 years. You know, it leads to a number of problems. Some I see usually are that they price too high or maybe too low. Maybe they're not sure how to handle multiple offers. Plus there's the added legal risk. You know, it's kind of like someone, you know, if they were going to try to put together their own television program and, you know, using their own equipment and had no experience. I mean, I don't know. How good do you think they'll be?
Yeah, exactly. So now if you lived in your house a while waiting for the market to kind of come back after the recession, it sounds like we're there, right?
Yeah, we're definitely there. I'd say, if you've been in your home at least 4 or 5 years, your home may be worth way more than you think. We have a constant pulse on the market, and we can discuss current home values with you. Actually, we have very active buyers looking right now in Monona, East Madison, West Madison, Sun Prairie, Fitchburg, especially under $300,000.
Any other areas where you're seeing kind of this increase in demand or maybe some opportunities for people out there?
Yeah, so our office is in Monona, and we're kind of sandwiched right between Lake Monona and Lake Waubesa, and so we're kind of seeing a lot of different people coming out on the lakefront looking at waterfront homes, or other people might be considering building their new dream home. So seeing some more people looking at new construction. We actually put together a comprehensive guide for people that might be considering building new construction where we compare the various builders in the area. So those are some of the other opportunities I'm seeing.
Lots of exciting opportunities out there. Well, thanks so much for stopping by again. And welcome back to the Real Estate News. My next guest is the Home Depot's home improvement expert, Dave White. He's here today to give us some tips on making that spring yard work as easy as possible. Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Now, let's talk first about mowers. There's so many choices out there. How do you know which one to pick?
So it can be kind of intimidating. The first thing you need to do is really do a little survey of your yard. So you make sure you get the right mower for you and your needs. So take a look at the size of your yard. How much grass do you have to cut? Are there a lot of hills and valleys to go up and down? Do you have a lot of trees and shrubs to mow around? And when you get that kind of information, now you can start to do a little research. So for example, if you have a really large yard, you've got a lot of obstacles to mow around, I would suggest something like this zero turn from Cub Cadet. It's called a zero turn because it's a zero degree turning radius. It turns on a dime. And you see a lot of pros using this type because it can mow fast. This is a 46-inch deck, so it can cut a lot of grass in a short amount of time. And it's Bluetooth enabled, so you can download an app to your smartphone. You can check in with your mower to get service updates and those types of things. It's actually a smart mower. You can also move, if that's a little intimidating for you, you can move to a more of a traditional riding mower, or even for smaller yards, just go with a traditional walk-behind mower. Although this is really a non-traditional walk-behind mower because it's battery powered. It's a 56-volt battery that powers this mower. It's a 21-inch deck, and all you have to do is push a button, and you're good to go. So no gasoline, no maintenance. It's light, easy to use. It's self-propelled as well. But when it comes to storage, watch this. So they've thought of everything. You can pack it up and store it anywhere just about around your home.
Wow, those all look amazing. Okay, so let's say you've got your grass cut. How do you keep your yard looking nice?
So I would recommend a blower. So whether you have leaves or just yard debris, and blower technology has come a long way as well. So this is one that we have from Ryobi. We've got several different brands, and those also can run off of batteries like this. This is a battery I just had in my 18-volt drill. I just put it in the blower. 155 miles an hour it blows. So now I can clean up after I've just cut the grass.
So these battery-powered tools are getting really popular these days. Are they as solid as the gas-powered tools out there?
Yeah, so what's really neat is that the battery technology has evolved over the years to the point where now you're seeing the same sort of power and run times that you see in the gas-powered models. What you don't get is the heavier weight, and you don't have to worry about the gas or the maintenance. So so I'd say at this point, you can, whichever you want, you're going to get exactly the power that you need.
So how do you choose the right one?
So it can be difficult. Really, it has to do with more with sort of how you're going to use it. So with batteries, it's the voltage, and the higher the voltage, the more you're going to get out of the tool, and the more power and the runtime, and the larger the battery. So it's a little bit more weight. So if you're just going to use something a little bit, you go with a smaller weight. You're going to use a smaller lower voltage battery, and you can move up depending on how much runtime you need in those kind of circumstances. So for things like string trimmers, especially, those take a lot of power. But now the batteries can actually power a string trimmer, so you can do your edging and all your trimming at the same time you do everything else.
Wow, so you can use the same battery then on different power tools?
Yeah, and that's really the great part about the technology. A lot of the brands now have battery platforms that use the same battery over a multitude of tools. So example again, for the Ryobi, I can use the 18-volt battery in my blower. I can also use it in a hedge trimmer. I can use it in the string trimmer. So you can use it across pretty much the whole suite of tools from that brand.
Wow, that's great to know, really efficient. So what other items should we have for taking care of our yard? What do you think is essential?
So some of the other essentials, I think I mentioned the hedge trimmer, but a lot of people, still go with the old manual hedge trimmer. Again, with the battery power, you can use something like this from Ryobi, and there's all kinds of great features. If you look at this, so you can trim the top of your hedge, you can turn it sideways now and do up and down, and it's sort of ergonomic, so you don't have to worry about kind of bending around. And again, it's battery powered, it's lightweight, and you get the great runtime on this as well.
That's really nice. So any other information for our viewers?
Yeah, so one thing to consider right this time of year, I'd take a walk around the house and don't ignore things like your fences and decks that might need a little bit of maintenance once a year, just so you can get as much use as you can out of them. If you've got fences that need mending, so to speak, a lot of times you can replace them with some new vinyl. Again, maintenance free, that's really what it's about these days. And if you have a deck, you want to make sure you've got a nice coat of stain or paint to help protect that. Otherwise, check out homedepot.com. You can get information on all of these tools and much, much more. We just want to make it easier for you to get that yard work done so you can actually enjoy being in your yard more.
Great information. Thanks so much for being on the show, Dave, and stay tuned.
Thanks.
Special thanks to our guests for stopping in today and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to join us again next week. I'm Stacie Hansen for the Real Estate News, making a positive impact and leading the real estate market.